The next thing Imam Abu Hamid al-Ghazali says, he goes on in his text, he says, وَأَنَّهُ لَيْسَ بِجِسْبٍ مُصَوَّرٍ وَلَا جَوْهَرٍ مَحْدُودٍ مُقَدَّرٍ وَأَنَّهُ لَا يُمَاثِلُ الْأَجْسَامِ لَا فِي التَّقْدِيرِ وَلَا فِي قَبُولِ الْإِنْقِسَامِ, which translates as meaning that he is not a composite body of material form. It's not a composite body of material form, and not an indivisible body of determined scope and limit. He is not like physical bodies, not in scope, nor in the susceptibility of division. So he's not a composite body, meaning a body made up of parts, as opposed to an indivisible body, which is a body which does not have parts, or what some call the atom itself, the smallest object in creation. A johar is the smallest object in creation, which is something which is indivisible, or we can believe to be indivisible. So Imam Muhammad al-Ghazali is saying that he is not a composite body of material form, and these terms that he uses, composite body, indivisible body, these are terms which were developed through discussions of philosophy, these philosophical terms actually. And these are terms that Imam Abu Hamid al-Ghazali employed as a result of the fact that the people of his time were familiar with these terms in their philosophical sense. And part of what he was doing was trying to refute the arguments made by those people we call the mutakallimun of the Mu'tazila, the speculative theologians of the Mu'tazila, by negating these type of things. And even though the Mu'tazila didn't say that Allah was a body, but he used many of the same terminology and terms to battle them with the same type of weapons. So, for instance, when it happens that times change and the weapons change, and sometimes you have to adapt to the change of times also and employ the same weapons in order to defeat your enemy. You see, now during the time of the Sahaba, they didn't have to get into those type of arguments. They didn't have to use those type of weapons in order to defeat their opponents. But as time went on, when Muslims got deeper into Greek philosophy and Greek logic, things like that, and the Mu'tazila, for instance, they were the ones who went to extremes with it, and to the extent that they tried to argue that reason is the most important thing in the Muslim's understanding of his creed, and to the extent that the mind itself is the supreme determiner of what is good and evil, that the mind itself, that logic, reason is the determiner of what is good and evil.